Max Verstappen continued his utter dominance of Formula One on Sunday as he cruised to his 43rd career victory. A British Grand Prix that offered up quite the surprise for Red Bull, as their closest competition this weekend was McLaren of all teams. With Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri actually giving Verstappen arguably his toughest race in months, rival teams such as Ferrari, Mercedes, and Aston Martin left Silverstone scratching their heads. As Verstappen crossed the line to win his 6th race in a row, he also claimed Red Bull's 11th consecutive victory, which tied McLaren's record for most wins in a row. That now makes it 10 out of 10 Red Bull wins this season, and as we approach the summer break, is a Red Bull sweep of 2023 victories looking more and more like reality rather than fantasy. Before we go further into the video, if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest F1 content. Red Bull's domination in 2023 was evident from the onset of the start of this season. What wasn't clear, however, was which team would play runner-up to them. Especially in the last few races, the pecking order behind Red Bull is so unpredictable that it is changing from track to track. And this is helping Red Bull greatly extend their advantage, as these teams struggle to even cut the gap to the championship leaders. At Silverstone, it was the McLarens of Norris and Piastri who were filling Verstappen's mirrors and even overtaking him at the start of the race. And despite a comfortable win in the end, the pace of Norris meant Verstappen had to be on his best, as the McLaren's race pace surprisingly held up well. With a new tire construction introduced this weekend and a handful of upgrades, teams such as Ferrari, Mercedes, and Aston Martin looked nowhere closer to upsetting the reigning world champions. And although it is Mercedes that currently lies second in the constructors' standings with a 22-point lead over Aston Martin, no single team has emerged as the next best compared to Red Bull on a truly regular basis. Two-time champion Max Verstappen isn't too concerned with the action that happened behind him, but he did say post-race, quote, "It's very confusing to me because every single race weekend, it's someone else. I think it is because it's so close behind that if you get your car in a little bit of a better window, it works on one particular track." A lack of a consistent challenger to Red Bull means we've had only one team win a Grand Prix in 2023, and if we're being honest, not one single one of those victories looked in doubt for the Red Bull team. But as we inch toward the halfway point in the season, is the once impossible task of winning every race in 2023 now getting more realistic with every passing race weekend? Even though we haven't reached the halfway point of this season, it's safe to say we can start planning the Red Bull Championship parade. Max Verstappen now has a 99-point title lead, which means he can now finish every race left this season in P2 and still win the championship. And interestingly enough, if Max Verstappen was his own team, he would be leading the Constructors' Championship as well. Next time out in Budapest, Red Bull will have the opportunity to win its 12th consecutive Grand Prix, which would be the most in F1 history. At the moment, there isn't one single team that you could say has the outright pace to defeat Red Bull and Verstappen for a victory in 2023. We've now been to a variety of tracks with high downforce, low downforce, street circuits, and everything in between, and the RB19 is still head and shoulders above the rest, despite many upgrades from their rivals. Variable weather conditions also haven't troubled the championship leaders, as they've handled all that Mother Nature has thrown at them. So what's stopping Red Bull from winning every single race in this championship? The answer now is getting clearer and clearer, as Red Bull's only true opponent this year is themselves. Barring any reliability issues or mistakes from other drivers, it is hard to imagine any team being able to beat Verstappen on a Sunday in a straight-up fight. As disappointing as that reality might be, Red Bull is still seeking to extend the gap out in front. Verstappen confirmed post-race in Silverstone that the team will be bringing some sort of upgrade to the next race in Hungary. And with rivals such as Mercedes already starting to shift focus to 2024, is it possible the pace advantage will grow even further? Of course, there's still plenty of races to go, but with each Red Bull win this season, the chance of an unthinkable achievement grows larger. In many ways, it would be very disappointing and quite boring if one team were to win all races this year. But on the other hand, it offers up a chance to see some history that, if it were achieved, would likely never be repeated again. So what do you think of the F1 pecking order, and do you believe Red Bull can win every race in 2023? Comment your thoughts down below, and if you enjoyed watching today's video, leave it a like and also subscribe to the Backmarkers F1 show.